Hello, hello. Hope this thing is right. Said it was going to record audio. Are you guys hearing that feedback?
Yeah, I'm hearing feedback.
I don't know why.
I'm driving to the baseball field, so I'm going to mute out because Tyler has a game at 6. So it's 5:30 here.
Right.
I know Austin's at work too. Like but I did remind her and she said, okay. So I have Kelly and Austin.
Austin's here. We have Colette. We have Elsa. We have Marty. Mine says Steph Wood, so look how special I am. Can you guys hear me? Oh, good. There's no echo now. Okay, good. All right. So I want to get this rolling. Of course, we always want to, get these people going because I know time is of an essence. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm Leslie Olau, and I share this weekly meeting with Stephanie Wood, our executive from Texas, our silver director, Dawn Abbott from Georgia, and our other silver director, Tammy Glowacki. And so tonight's our recap of Xyngfling. So everyone enjoyed it. I know they did because it was super exciting and so down to earth, and so many things that we are going to recap tonight. But I am going to start with some that are only going to be able to be on for a short time, and that is I'm going to start with Kelly Dodson. She is a silver manager. She is in San Diego. She's under Tammy Glowacki. So she's been to a couple of our events, but I just wanted to see her recap because she hasn't been in a while. So share what you have as far as takeaways, Kelly Dodson.
Hello, thanks for having me on. I wanted to start off by everybody that was with us in Texas. I'm glad we all made it home safely. I know we were all watching Dawn's journey and she made it home, so that was awesome. So, going through the events through the years, gosh, there's always such good nuggets, and I could probably go on and on, like all of us, for stuff that was picked up this weekend. But two people in particular that always speak to me, Russ Fletcher always has words of wisdom. I loved how he kind of broke some of it down with the belief, and also like kind of identifying precisely what's hard. Sometimes like you say, oh, just too much, it's too hard, but like really breaking it down, like what is it that's too hard? And so when you break it down, you can see what you're able to do and what you know to do, because we know how to do most of it, but you can always refer to resources and kind of disconnect from the word hard and impossible. So I love listening to Russ. And then another person, not just because she's top of the company, but Robin Packard. Through the years, man, she's grown and she's so fun. And listening to her years ago to now, like she has grown so much. And I've heard the Buffalo story a million times, and every time it just tugs my heartstrings. But what I loved was when Robin got on stage and had the two gals as assistants, and had one girl on her phone trying to do messaging, and then the other girl just went out into the crowd and talked to people. And by the time a few minutes went by, that girl couldn't connect with anybody on the phone, but the girl that was out in the crowd talking to people had a bunch of people lined up. And that was really a neat vision to see, because a lot of the theme this weekend was going down to the basics and talking to people in person. So I don't want to take up too much time, but Leslie, thanks for letting me hop on, and I can't wait to hear from everybody else.
Thank you. And it was so much fun, Kelly, to see you again. So I can't wait to see you again in, oh my gosh, Kentucky, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. All right. So if there's anyone else that needs to step up and give their recap now, just raise your hand and let me know, and we'll just kind of keep going forward here because I want to get all your nuggets. Anybody else that needs to do it right now? Okay. All right, Austin, because I know you're working. All right. That was so much fun to have your surprise baby shower too. I can't wait.
You guys are so sweet. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, I better just whip it out in case someone comes around the corner and here at work. But I had so much fun, you guys. And I just want to start out by saying that a lot of this is completely out of what I would normally do in my little comfort zone. And stepping out of that has been literally life-changing for me. When I left this time, I was kind of in a little bit of a pulled out spot, and I knew I needed some filling of the cup, if you will. So that's just exactly what Vegas did for me. You know, we've all heard it a million times. You got to talk to people face to face. You got to get that interpersonal communication. And I've heard it and heard it and heard it. But for whatever reason, this weekend, it just
Oh, darn. I think we lost her. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead to Colette. Colette, because you're on my screen next. So I'll just go and hopefully, oh, Austin just came back. Hang on, Colette. Hang on to those thoughts.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There you are. We lost you for a minute.
Sorry about that. The Wi-Fi is a little sketchy in here in this 9,000-year-old police station. Anyway, I was just saying, like, I needed that connection, and I've heard it and heard it and heard it. And when I came back from Vegas this time, I was ready to talk to people. It just,
Darn it. All right. All right. Well, we'll go ahead. Colette, all right, let's go ahead with you, babe. Unmute yourself.
All righty, here I am. But what I took away from the whole weekend was my best thing that I loved going to was the breakout sessions, because I learned so much every little one. And with them talking about having to talk to more people, you know, I came back home and it's like I wrote my list of 10 because I see people all day with what I do. And I have, you know, I listen. And today, right in the middle of Walmart, I started talking to somebody just because they were talking about how expensive something was. And I got their Facebook, but that's all they would do. It's like, we can become friends, but let me think about this. But I got that seed in, and I've learned to really, you know, be outgoing on talking to people. And when I can't remember who it was, but they talked about going into your cell phone book and going through people. And because I've always had a hard time doing that, because you're always afraid everybody's, you know, going to disconnect with you, take their phone out or whatever. But I decided over the weekend, you know, after I come back, it's like, it doesn't matter. It's only a no. If they're not my friends or family, then, you know, I'll just move on to the next one, because I have a whole lot. And learning all of that and getting out of my comfort zone to do that is something that I have to work on. You know, it's not just trying to find people that I could just go up to and talk to, which I know I've gotten out of my bubble for that, but it's the close people. Because if somebody says no to you that you don't know, it's okay. But if somebody says no, I don't want to hear it. I mean, I guess it's kind of different for me, but I have to get out of that. It's like, oh, well, if you say no, I'll just go on to the next person in my cell phone contacts and just go and do that. But, you know, and then the other thing I really liked was when Melissa Adams and the gal that did the breakout session talking about the ship. You know, I wish I had my notes with that on there, but you know, each time as they went through, it ended in ship. It's like, it was totally amazing. And I recorded the whole thing too, because, and there's some I haven't went through to look at, but But that whole thing was absolutely amazing. And the, you know, it's just, I just loved it. And this time being Xyngfling and being in the breakouts is something that really, really taken to my heart, that I really listened to. And I'm not very good at note taking because I'm listening so much. And then by the time I remember to write it down, I forget. So I record a lot and take pictures so I can go back and do it. But I mean, seemed like it was different because there's so much more that I learned, you know, because of all the new things that are going on, and getting frustrated and feel like I'm overwhelmed. And, you know, you just do what you, to me, I just do what I know what I can do. And then so I can spread my wings and just become what my dreams and goals are. And I've learned that, you know, take a little bit at a time, do one goal at a time, and not shoot for the moon right off, because achieve this goal and then go for your next one.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Well, we have Austin back. Thank you so much for sharing, Colette. Yeah. So you spoke about recording. So one of the executives records, puts everything on YouTube, and it's in boards. So we will make sure that once everything is downloaded into boards for Xyngfling, we will let you guys know. So you guys can take and listen because these recaps here, there's some great nuggets, and to sit and listen to that. I know some of them are long, but you know what, you guys, it's worth it. Just take some time every single day and listen to one of the speakers. So Austin, go ahead, babe.
Hey, sorry, I think I got it figured out now. Anyway, just to finish up,
No need to apologize.
Just a couple things that I found interesting when I got home is when you go to one of these events, your friends and family cannot help but ask you how it went, what you were doing. And that alone has opened up a ton of conversation for me. When I got home, I immediately set up a meeting with Jessie Joe, because that's somebody that I can relate to. I loved her thing. She was more than willing. So we're talking tomorrow. I made a list of people that are very close to me that I should have talked to 2 years ago when I started, that I've been afraid to. And then today, I actually got a girl who's my really good friend. She's a personal trainer at a gym, has been very anti this stuff. And she asked me a lot about what we were doing in Vegas. It opened up conversation, and she goes, you know, I have a lot of clients that I think could really benefit from that. And we talked for an hour. So, I mean, it's just, I'm at a different place now where you can have these truly meaningful conversations with people, and I don't feel like any of it's phony. I think this time really helped us learn how to evolve into more natural conversations. You know, you can naturally compliment people, you can naturally open those conversations. And I think it was a really good experience for whatever reason this time, just to get me personally out of my shell. So I'm excited.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. Way to go. Way to get it done, girl. All right.
Thank you.
So I guess Alicia is saying that it's kind of hard to hear. So Alicia, let's just go ahead and go to you so that we can hear you. Are you here? Oh, maybe she left and come back.
Left.
Okay. All right. Next on my screen is Elsa. Elsa, you want to unmute yourself and give us your nuggets?
I think I can pretty much relate with what Austin said just a minute ago. What really stuck with me was like building the relationships, like going back to the, if not a face-to-face, at a minimum, voice messages versus text messaging. I know for a long time, text messaging became very convenient and mostly how we communicated with each other. When the reality is I think a voice message takes less time than a text message, honestly. And I believe there's more value into hearing a person's voice versus, you know, just a text message. So building relationships really kind of resonated with me this time around. And then also, I did enjoy the breakout sessions. Christina, I think it's Stoltz, She's a gal that modern day mama that I follow her quite a bit, and she's beyond when it comes to social media. And I mean, she's like top influencer. I can never be like that. I don't think that I think I'm capable. I just don't have the energy and the time for it, honestly. But I talked to her, chatted with her a little bit, and that was good. So yeah, same thing. I got home and I was like, well, I was actually, before I got home, I was already making plans with Marty and Belia. And I think that for us three anyway, we really needed to revisit our why and then set some goals. I know normally we set goals at the beginning of the year, but I felt like we needed to revisit those goals. So all three of us did them. And Belly, you know, we're getting her focused on Mexico. So she's got a Zoom meeting set up with Cliff tomorrow. So I'm kind of helping her get going on that. And Marty's also done a list. I'll let them talk about what they've done. But yeah, I think we're all kind of moving in that direction, taking one bite at a time. So
I love it. I love it. I think our hearts are set on fire. I think that there were so many nuggets and so many things. And of course, the vibe of Las Vegas, right? So, and thank you, Elsa, for taking us to dinner at Caesar's Palace. That was a great walk. That was a great adventure. But
hey, it was good. It was good food, though.
It was good. And the thing is, I came home from Vegas, and of course we ate and we did things and all that and drank and stuff, and I'm down 4 pounds. So I'm like, I'm
There
down
you
another
go.
pound. I'm down another pound today. So I'm just like, what? So anyway, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on the screen, and right next to you, Elsa, is Marty. You want to unmute yourself, Marty? There you are. Oh, unmute.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I think well, what really stuck with me is, and I actually recorded a clipping of it on my phone, is when Robin was speaking, and it keeps going over in my head, doing it scared. Doing it, with your hands shaking, with your voice trembling, your heart racing, whatever that is. And I think that's been my biggest struggle, really. So I kind of needed that fire to be lit, because I think for some reason, when I came back from Kansas City, I felt like on fire, like I was motivated. I was hitting up Stephanie. I was, talking to her. I was talking to Lori Ulrich. I was hitting up Mitzi Vaughn. I was hitting up like all of them, even Ursula, and so I think Elsa was on her honeymoon back then. So, and then it was just going, and then everything just kind of stopped for me. So this time I wasn't sure what was going to happen and how I was going to feel and where it was going to hit me. But I think hearing the word connecting so much with people face to face, going back to, listening, finding out what their needs are, not making it about us, making it about them, and just talking to people. And like today, one of the guys that I work with, he was upstairs having lunch, and I walked over to him. He was by himself, and I just started talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, nice to see you up here." And I was like, "Yeah." And I just started asking him questions. Like he was telling me about his job and where, what he did before, and, how was my trip? And then I told him, and I started just asking him, like, what does he want? Like, what do you think? What are you going to do? Because our company right now is really slow. And my other focus was the fact that when I heard who's our the main guy that spoke in the very, very beginning about
Curtis Call?
Or,
Was it Curtis?
no,
No?
our
Oh, Rudy Reback?
yes, Rudy.
Rudy. He's our founder. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Him. When he started bringing up, like, we all have, like, a lot of us have jobs. What's our job? What's our role? And he brought up production. Any of you people that are in production? Well, yeah, I'm a planner for production. And he was on point. When that production stops, what happens? And right now, our production has stopped for the military. You know, we're on hold with the military, so there's no production. So work is just like way down. And I started thinking, what am I going to do if I get laid off? What am I going to do? So I really had to focus on, I need to get myself into gear with my business. I really need to start doing this and doing it scared and doing it, you know, just going for it, because if something happens, I need something to fall back on, you know. And I've heard so many stories out there that this is what this was because of this business, this is how they were able to overcome those hardships, you know. So and yeah, that really stuck with me, is asking questions, talking to people more, connecting with them, finding out what their needs are, and listening. You know, that way we can follow up. So
Right. Well, and I remember when you went to Kansas City, you know, and then you were talking, and your why has changed a little bit, because now you're kind of like scared, right? I mean, the
Right.
economy's changing, and the thing is, there are so many out there that are like that right now. So many people are scared. What's going to happen if my job goes away? And so now is like the perfect time for people to really dig in and really, like you said, talk to people. And a lot of it is, I love the fact that, you know, people, oh my gosh, my phone, hang on. It wants to, like, it thinks that I'm recording something. Anyway, so just asking people what's going on and just really communicating with people. I love that. And so I'm going to go ahead and move on to, well, yeah, I know you're here. I don't see your pretty face, but I know you're here. Uh-oh, did she leave? I scared her.
I'm right here with my
Oh, very
mini.
good. I can see your face now.
Perfect.
All right, girl.
My-
I know you have a lot of takeaways. I know that you were super excited. I think that, I mean, it was so fun to watch her, you guys. I mean, this is her first event, and she was just like taking pictures. We got to go here, and we got to go there, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. And I want to meet this person. So, Belia, please go ahead and share your takeaways from your first event.
Well, it was amazing. And please forgive me, I don't remember everyone's name, you know, like the speakers that we had. But I took a lot of videos, and my memory is maxed out. So I have to erase some things, and go back and watch the videos to remind myself, you know, and what other people are doing that's working to keep my motivation up. Because I feel like right now, just like Marty and a lot of you have, you know, shared, like, my heart is also on fire, and I don't want that fire to, like, go out. I want to keep that momentum going, that excitement, because I will tell you that when I first signed on with Elsa, I didn't know what I signed up for. I really didn't. I was just too excited about the product. I'm like, yep, whatever you do is fine. Sign me up. But then, it was a really eye opener going to, the conference, because I really got to learn more about the business aspect of it. I was going more on, it's all about the product and nothing more than that, right? So I asked myself, what is the worth, or, you know, how do I climb up the ladder? But I wasn't asking questions. I wasn't asking Elsa, Pepe. Sorry, my dog is so excited right now. But I wasn't asking the questions that I had. And so I learned that, you know, we have to ask questions. You don't ask questions, you're not going to learn. And we all want to learn. And so, and the big thing for me is that, you know, even if I have great ideas, or I meet, you know, I talk to a lot of people, I don't really know how to get that conversation started. So when I did my list, at first I thought, I don't even have 5 people to write down on my list. So I did my list. I've been working on it for a couple of days, but after I was done making my list, I had over 107 people. And really, like, I went on my phone, like I was like, my goodness, how am I gonna get even one? What I did was I was like, okay, let's relax, let's take a step back, and I went through my phone and I got a whole bunch of people off of there. I went on social media, my friends on Facebook, and it filled up like 3-4 pages, like front and back. And I was like, holy smokes, like there's a lot of people that I'm connected to. Not that I see every day. Some of them are not really my friends, it's just like a social media thing. But there's a lot of potential there if I can just believe in myself to go and kind of take that leap of faith, right? And I go back to the stuff that I have done in my life so far. I'm the kind of girl that was told that I wouldn't end up to any good because I was a teenage mom. Then I became a single parent. So I had a lot of challenges and obstacles along the way, and I overcame them all. And so I know that if I apply, all those skills that I've learned and change the mindset to, when that I had when I was able to overcome so many challenges, this is just one more hurdle and I can do it, right? And it starts with believing in yourself. So and not to be afraid, right? I was just so excited, and I spent a lot of time like crying during all these testimonials, to be honest with you, that at the end I was like, oh, holy smokes, I've been crying, but it was just that excitement in me. And to have that connection, especially like Robin's story. There's a lot of stories, but you have certain connections, or you resonate with different people. But I'm talking too much. I don't know if I'm going, getting to the point, but I wanted to take this 10 steps forward. I wasn't doing much. And, because at the same time, there's like personal friends that judge you or say comments about, oh yeah, people that want to lose weight have to just stop eating, go into the gym. You have all these fools that are selling things. And I'm like, and they were saying it to me, but they didn't have, they weren't saying it directly like Belia, but as soon as they knew I was doing this, and you start hearing conversations and comments when you're right there, you're present. And it's almost like, it's like if I have to defend myself, I'm like, I don't have to defend myself. I know what I'm doing and I believe in myself. So if my friends follow me, good. If not, there's a lot of people out there. So I have to think like outside the box. It's not just family and friends, other people that, you connect with. So my goal is to connect with Cliff tomorrow. I have a meeting that Elsa helped coordinate. I have a lot of people in Mexico, a lot of family that, some have reached out to me like, what is this? I want in, I want more information. So that's my number one target. It's expanded to Mexico because I have a lot of family, my husband's side of the family. But anyway, I'm just really pumped up.
Awesome. And to go back to that, so Jessie Joe also was a single mama for a long time. So I don't think she was a teenage mom, but I do know that she was a single mama, and then she's met her recent husband. And so, she's going to be a very good one for you guys to connect with. And, they're so into the Latina that it'll be fun for you guys all to connect. All right. So we're right at our 30 minutes. And yes, Colette, we always remember things after. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to say. But would you like to add anything at this time, or are you good?
No, I'm good. It's just, just the belief in yourself, and, just getting to know people first.
Right. So
before you hit them with everything, building those relationships. Right. That's what I'm, yeah.
One thing I really want each and every one of you to go back and listen to that wasn't at the event, and even those that were Ursula Myers. So I'm not sure if Ursula talked during the Xyngfling or if it was during our directors. But
it was directors.
Okay. So it's amazing. So like I said, it's going to be in boards. I know that Stephanie was loading them into our boards as well in Team Blast. So take a listen to hers, because new things are coming as well. And so we're going to try. I know Freddie Elias and Tammy and Mike Castronovo are trying to get some training with her as well, as far as what her ideas are. So that makes me super excited. You know, we're all partners now, but that was something that changed at Xyngfling, is that we're no longer distributors. We are now singular partners. So I love that, because, you know, trying to tell people about the business and, oh, you'll be a distributor, but to tell them they'll be a partner in an amazing company that's going to grow into the billions, is going to be an exciting journey that we are going to all be here to take that step forward. So, like I said, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it short at this point. I don't know. Some of you have read, some of you are friends, and I came home and my little dachshund Chloe was having a seizure when we got home. When I got home from Xyngfling, and so I didn't think she was going to make it. And so it's been a real struggle the last day, not having her, not knowing whether or not she's going to come home. But her medicine is due right now. So that's what the alarm was. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys very much for joining us. And I will have the recording to throw back into our, into Team Blessed tomorrow morning. So
Thank you, Leslie.
thank you guys. You guys have it. Thank you, Elsa, for the prayers. I appreciate it. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye, Leslie, prayers for your pup.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.